Audionovelas 2.0, jiji.
Present, the next day, after Elsa fainted. Miss Elizabeth is not available. At this moment Elizabeth is going within T1, to bring reinforcements to the Fox town. When I heard that, my eyes widened. Quee. Sorry, what did you say? As I said, Miss Elizabeth is currently transporting reinforcements with T1 to the Fox town. I was completely frozen. EP, wait, no, I don't understand, like reinforcements. Then the maid speaks to me as she opens the window. Excuse me, Miss Elsa, but it seems that you are still asleep. I recommend you get up and clear your mind a bit, while having a drink. When the maid opened the window, I was very scared. What I saw was a golem, in a maid outfit. It's a golem. I couldn't say anything. The golem, seeing me scared, told me, she seems a little scared, I'll call her companions so they can talk calmly. When he left my room, I realized that it was not my room. I don't know where I am, this is all too luxurious. I can see that the room began to light up, through some kind of magic tubes. When everything was illuminated, it was a big room. It was about 20 feet long and 10 feet wide. It had beautiful furniture. Woohoo! It had a big full-length mirror that was taller than me, and I have never seen a mirror that is so perfect. I was super impressed. My mirror that I have is a bit opaque. But this one is perfect. I can reflect perfectly, and I saw myself through the mirror. I was curled up in a big luxury bed, which obviously wasn't mine. The bed was made of polished wood and with designs of small wolves chasing a human who raised his hands. I didn't understand that, but the blanket with which it was covered and the pillow. They were pure white in color. I could feel with my body that this pillow and blanket were super soft compared to the ones in my house. Then I woke up completely and a cold sweat ran through my body, so I was about to think. Yes, this is not my bed, nor my room, so whose is it? And I remembered everything that happened, the path, the attack, the calm, the engagement with the Demon King. Fear and fear, they swirl inside me. Please, let this continue to be a dream. I pinched my arm and it hurt. More cold sweat begins to be generated from my body. No, it is not a dream. Then the door was flung open, scaring me to death. I instinctively covered myself with the blanket like a frightened child. Miss Elsa, you are well, no, ta. Inside the blanket I say, Argus, you are Argus. Yes, it's me, Miss Elsa. No, you're not lying to me, you really are the Argus I know. Yes, Miss Elsa. Still afraid, I put my head inside the blanket and looked at Argus. Ugh, ha 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 ha, ha 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 ha, ha 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 ha. Argus seeing me as if I were a scared turtle, he can't stand it and laughs at me, that stresses me out so I just pout. It is the same Argus that I know, but his clothes are totally different. He has a new white shirt, apart from that he has pants that he has never seen before. It seems very comfortable, the pants covered him from the waist to the ankle. Even among my father's clothes, there is no such clean and new clothes. I ask puzzled. Argus, tell me, what are those clothes you're wearing? Argus with a smile answers me. These are gifts that King Gabriel gave us. He saw us, and asked us, aren't they cold with that kind of revealing clothes? We tried to reject his hospitality, but he told us, that we were his guests and that this is the least you can do for us. With my voice somewhat strong I say, Argus, wait, did you say King Gabriel? Yes, Miss Elsa, perhaps you don't remember when we were attacked by humans and a somewhat crazy human nobleman helped us. It turned out that he wasn't crazy, that human that we thought was a noble, turned out to be a real king, and an incredibly powerful one. I felt as if a drop of cold water ran down my back. Argus, perhaps you fought with him. No, Miss Elsa, that would be being too rude. I just tried to fight against a warrior automaton called C-15. I'm ashamed to say it, since you told me not to fight against the golem called Zero, but you didn't say anything from everyone else. What? Wait, you said everyone else, tell me how many golems you're talking about. Wow, wait, relax a bit Miss Elsa, I'll answer all your questions, but relax a bit, and one thing, the king told us that they are not golems, that they are automata, for that reason, don't call them golems, call them automata. You're crazy, you didn't see how one of those golems annihilated all the riders. Miss Elsa, please, I tried not to call them golems, that bothers them, I learned that with my own flesh. I understand, wait, what did you say? I learned it through my own flesh. Almost in a panic I ask him, what happened to you? Argus scratches his head somewhat embarrassed and chuckles slightly. Ah ha ha ha, well, the truth was my fault, the king warned us not to call them golems and call them automatons. What happened was, when I was practicing against C15, at the beginning C15 was fighting with me, but it slowly increased its speed, every 5 seconds it got faster and faster. I was upset, and annoyed that an automaton is beating me, and a sentence escaped from my mouth, I can't believe that a damn golem beat me is winning. I can see that Argus is starting to shake a little. The next thing that happened, was that C15, it stopped suddenly and the next second, the arm that I had my sword with was cut off, it was terrifying, I could see the cold gaze of that automaton, it looked at me as if I were excrement. Then I realized the pain running through my arm, it was cut clean and bleeding, just terrifying. While I was gripping my hand in pain, the king called an automaton called H2, and bound my arm with something like strings, then the automaton used healing magic without chanting, and it healed my arm completely, I was totally shocked. My arm that was severed was attached and healed in 1 minute, then the king spoke to me and told me not to call them golems, that they are automata and calling them golem is an insult to them. After that I apologized with C65. Now that I remember, when that automaton that was on top of that iron spider brought them all, they had threads on their bodies and that automaton using healing magic on top of them, those threads fell off. Now I understand why they all managed to survive, those damn humans were having fun slowly cutting my allies, I gritted my teeth helplessly. Well, Miss Elsa, how long do you intend to spend in that bed? It seems that you took a liking to it. Now that I've relaxed a bit, you're right, before revealing myself I realized something important. I thought, this feeling that I feel right now, I don't have clothes, no, wait, if I have clothes, it's nightwear, I touch my clothes on, but they're so fine that they seem to be made of high quality silk. Somewhat embarrassed I speak to Argus. Argus, could you go out, I have to change my clothes. Argus stiffens, and as he walks out like some kind of golem, he says, let me know when you're done. Once Argus left, I look around me and on a wooden table there were a couple of clothes, well arranged. That's not my clothes, it's different, where my clothes are, I lift up my blanket a bit and look at my body, I'm almost naked, I'm wearing a nightdress, which covers my body, but it's super embarrassing, it has a slightly pinkish color, and it is so thin, that it sticks to my body and shows all my lines, what a shame, I would die of shame if someone sees me this way, my mind stopped for a few seconds, if before I had my clothes and now I don't, so that means someone saw me naked. While I was changing my clothes for this other one, if it was Elizabeth I wouldn't have a problem, but she came out at that moment, so it was someone else, I want to die, eat me dirt. Even covered with the sheet, I get up and grab the clothes that they left me, I can feel with my hand that these clothes are made with super comfortable materials and are somewhat elastic. I noticed the open window and felt a chill imagining that someone could pass by and see me like this, I quickly go over and close the window, I didn't have time to see outside, but that doesn't matter now. I went back and grabbed a kind of shirt and I was delighted, it was a pure white color and it can be stretched, woohoo how soft, I rubbed it with my face to feel its softness, it is not at all rough like my previous clothes. The following left me completely red. What was under the shirt was women's underwear. Which is this? With fear I grabbed the underwear, and it is even softer than the shirt. Apart it is quite elastic. It is pink, with some white straps. I ask the air, this is for me? Obviously nobody answers me. Then the bra with some white straps, it was a pink color, the size is the same as my breasts. Impossible. When they took my measurements, it is very different from the one I used to wear before. The one from before was more of a hard fabric than anything else. When I put on my underwear, I was delighted by the softness of it. It's as if it were made just for me. I swallow saliva, and continue putting on my underwear. Shirt. The shirt was very comfortable and is very flexible for mobility. Under all of that, there was long black pants with a white line on the sides, which went from the waist to the ankles. Looking at it, I can see that it is super comfortable like everything else, but as always we wear shorts to increase our mobility in battles. This is rare for me. Woohoo, he has a greater grip on the waist. While inspecting the long pants, Argus knocked on the door and asked if it was ready. I grabbed the blanket with all my speed and almost yelled at him, "No, I'm still missing, don't come in." Luckily I was able to control my voice and I only said it in a loud voice. After Argus said that he would wait a little longer, I quickly put on the long pants and was surprised. I thought it would be with reduced mobility, but it is quite flexible and I can even kick the head with it. I looked in the mirror and my hair was arranged, it is as if it had been combed. I grab a chair and sit on it, because everything is so smooth in this place. I don't want to think about how much this would cost, because I would go crazy. Enter Argus. Yes, Miss Elsa. Upon entering, we stared at each other for a few seconds. Poof, wah ha 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 ha. Annoyed, I ask Argus, what's wrong Argus, does it look bad on me? Ugh, no, it's the opposite, it looks too good on her, it's just that it's totally different from how it looked before. What's up Argus, do you want to fight me? No, sorry. Well Argus, tell me, what is happening? At my serious words, Argus stopped laughing and began to tell me everything that happened since I fainted. Every minute that counted, I became more and more pale. Everything he told me was so incredible that one would think that it is a bad joke. Ha ha ha, tell me Argus, do you think it's a good idea to accept the commitment with the king? Argus looks at me with a somewhat worried look. Miss Elsa, honestly we have no other option, as I told you right now, Elizabeth is taking reinforcements to our town, and I also think that the king likes you a lot, Popo, because you say so. Well the first thing is that he asked you to marry with you and he didn't ask you to be a concubine or lover. Besides, when you fainted, he looked a little worried. Even now he is waiting outside the room for you to understand everything that happened. What did you say? My face went from a reddish color to a pale color. Yes, right now, he is waiting outside the room for you. I jumped up and grabbed Argus by the shirt and started shaking him. You're crazy, you know it's totally impolite to make a laugh wait. That, he said it's okay, he'd wait until you're calm and he could stop shaking me. I'm starting to get dizzy. Sorry, he really is waiting outside. Yes, he said, it's important to explain things to her slowly, so that her mental health is fine and she doesn't faint again. He seems to care a lot about her health, Miss Elsa. That's not fair. Well now I'm somewhat calm, don't make him wait any longer and let him in. Well, I'll tell her to bring her future husband in, ha ha ha. Oh, damn. The previous day. Thank you king, I swear by my name that I will fulfill this mission. I got down from T1, and I opened the main door of the kingdom with resonance. Once open Elizabeth leaves with T1, and T2 behind her following her. Well, now that Elizabeth is gone, what do I do? First I have to clean up those who urinated on themselves. I walk over to Elsa's sleeping bed and modify the bed by adding 4 wheels and adding a follow command. I speak to everyone. Well now everyone follow me, they all start to follow me, and they are surprised by the mobile bed. I created a kind of carriage but without a roof so that we can all go. I sat on the driver's side and the others in the back, while Elsa he was following us to the side. Everyone was looking around in surprise. They looked like children who entered a toy store. After about 30 minutes, we arrived at a 4-story apartment. The houses are arranged by size. Those that are closer to the center are larger big, and those that are further away are smaller. All right, everyone will live in this place for now. Everyone gasped when they saw the large apartment, which was almost 24 meters wide and almost 50 meters long. One asks me, is it okay for us to sleep in this mansion? I explain that this is an apartment complex, and that, in this complex, several people or families can live. We entered through the front door. Actually it is the only door. This was a double door that measured 2 meters. When entering, we enter a corridor 2 meters wide by 10 meters long, until we reach a circular staircase. In the first 7 meters, we can see a door 60 centimeters wide by 2 meters high. Excuse me. What's going on? Well, you see, it's just that we don't understand what meters mean. It's true, you are not familiar with the unit of measurement. I start to think, this will be somewhat complicated if they don't understand what the unit of measurement is, and how to measure in meters and centimeters. I will have to teach them first. I point to the sides of the wall and ask them, tell me, how big is this for you? One says 6, another says 7 and another says 6.5. I ask them how they got the measurements, and they explain to me that they usually measure with their feet, and they can't measure with the naked eye. I nod and say, I understand. Well, listen to me, I want you to forget everything you learned to measure, that's complete rubbish. So I created 4 1-meter rulers, each with measurements in centimeters and millimeters up to the meter. One of the things I learned is that my alchemy skills and magic circuits can do many things apart from what they say. For example, I can use the magic circuit ability to create complex structures like this rule and it comes out perfect. In short, it's like a super calculator, which does the hard work for me. Now that I remember, some humans, who suffered some kind of by accident, they got great arithmetic ability, like super intelligence, remember everything, see everything in its calculated form. I am getting away from what I want to explain. In short, I can use the full potential of my mind, through my skills and more. Look at this is called a ruler. This ruler is made of Damascus steel. The material does not matter, what is important is what is written on it. You, come here. I call someone to come. He is walking somewhat fearful. I say, show me your foot, and I measured the size with the ruler. Then I call another, and in this way with 5 of the 43 beast people. As you can see, each of you has the measurement of your foot in a different way. It may happen that some of you have almost the same foot size, but measuring things with the size of your foot is wrong, and that will cause problems in the future. As you can see, this ruler measures 1 meter. 1 meter, they are 100 centimeters, and this corridor is 2 meters wide. As you can see, the ruler goes exactly halfway. I could see that they were surprised. Take these rulers, it will help them get used to the units of measurement. For example, their beds are 1 meter wide and 2 meters long. Now let's continue. As you can see on that door, it has a pair of 5 keys. The gold one is the apartment key. With this key you can enter the apartment. The orange one is the one for the entire room, and the others, which have a number carved on them, are the rooms where they are going to sleep. It says 1, 2, and 3, they will understand it when they enter. Look at me, it's used like this. I take the orange key, I put it in this little hole like this and I turn it like this, and you can see it makes a little noise as it turns. After you turn it all the way around, you can enter the room. Look, I turn this lever and the door will open with a slight push. This is a room. As you can see, it has 2 tables with several chairs so that you can get together to eat in groups, and 4 armchairs, with 2 small tables. Apart it has 2 large windows, so that fresh air enters. It also has some board games. The board games are in one of its 3 rooms. Look at this door, it is the kitchen. Here you can make meals, and drink water and other things. On the other side, as you can see, they have 3 doors with numbers. Each one of those doors has 2 beds and 1 window. And this place is the kitchen. This rectangular thing is a fridge. It's a magical instrument that keeps food cool, and the top part is a freezer. Technically this part is so cold that it freezes things on this table anyway. This is a notebook on how to use it and how to store things. And it has a dishwasher. On this shelf are the plates and glasses, apart from other things like cutlery. I hope you understand that 2 people will have to sleep in the same room, or more than one if you want to move the beds together. Remember that the other rooms are the same. Make groups of 6 for each large room, that's up to you. And as I remember that a certain Argus was in charge of protecting Elsa, he could talk to Argus. A beast people raises his hand. From what I can see, this beast man, he is a bit muscular, with the naked eye he looks like he is a human in his 40s, but this one has grey hair color with a fox tail and an older man's look, but somewhat worried. He has leather armor and shorts, his clothes are damaged and cut. Excuse me, aren't you cold? Everyone was surprised and began to look at each other. I could see faces of sadness and some of disappointment. Argus speaks formally to me. Excuse me, king, but we beast people generally possess higher body heat than humans. Ugh, ha ha ha, please don't overexert yourself when talking to me. Talk to me like I'm a friend, but not that much, okay? Yes, well, you see, it's that we have greater body heat, compared to the other species, and besides, when those riders attacked us, they cut us and our clothes are all cut off. I understand, there is still plenty of time. Using my resonance ability, I make J1, the Weaver automaton, create t-shirts and clothes for everyone, also some new underwear, and towels, apart from G7, one of the battle-made automaton I brought you, and this last door, is the bathtub or bathroom, whatever you want to say. When you enter, you can see, a bathtub with a shower, and a small bathroom to do your basic needs. As you can see in this shower, it has 2 knobs, one in red and the other in blue. When you turn the blue knob, cold water will come out and the red one will come out hot water, but be careful, it can come out very hot, and you will have to combine it with the blue knob to find the temperature you want. Once your bodies are rinsed, you can relax in the bathtub. With a playful smile I tell you, you can even play, and if in that sense, don't worry if you spill the water on the floor, the water will go through those little holes, and the bathroom, when you relieve yourself. Turn this chain down and the water will take away your waste, and this white thing, it's toilet paper. With this you will clean yourself after you relieve yourself. I can see they are not hiding their shocked expressions anymore. I like that, very good. Now I expect them to make groups of 6 and behave themselves, and they don't have to pay anything. This is just a show of my hospitality. Now I will go to bring food and clothing. One more thing, 4 servant automata will come. These servants are called G1, G2, G4, G6 and G7. If you don't know how to cook, you can ask her to cook something for you. And one more thing, usually you call them golems, but that's wrong. Here we call them automatons. If they call you golems, that will offend you. For that reason try not to call them golem. Argus, follow me. I have some things to ask you. Apparently you are like the leader after Elsa. The others will stay in this place to get used to it and take care of Elsa. Whoever tries to do something to him, I will decapitate him. After that we went for a walk outside and I started asking around. What Elsa told me about the day the sun sets is true. Yes, it's true, but it's not everything. This will be the first time that Elsa has gone through this situation. Her mother died in the previous show of respect for the dead, and another thing is that, every time the day goes by that the sun darkens, is more dangerous than the previous one. Tell me, in general, how many units did they carry? Usually we had 200 to 300 units. Our brothers and sisters were dwindling over time. As it became more and more dangerous, we lost many in battle. I understand, that means that the amount that Elsa said is less than those that will come. If, last time, the amount multiplied by 5 times and we could not protect Our Lady Maria, and she died fulfilling her duties, her death was a heavy blow for us. our little town was divided and now we live in separate towns. I understand, and in how many villages they parted, in total we parted in 3 villages. And now the important thing, who is this beast King Barton Arkan? He is the king of the wolf-type beast people. That means they were divided into races. Yet. Then tell me roughly how strong Barton Arkan is. So, that's over 2,000 werewolves. And another thing is true about the engagement of Elsa and Barton Arkan. Yes, it's true, I was present when the messenger of King Barton Arkan arrived. He was despicable, with that despicable smile he had, he was talking to our king. He said, "Hello Oscar, it seems that you are running out of allies and people, since Princess Mary died, everything is going from bad to worse. Talk fast, I don't have time to waste." He, well I'll go straight to what I came to say. My king, King Barton Arkan, asks for his daughter in marriage. How cheeky, that will never happen, get him out of here. Wow, wait a minute, don't finish talking, I have a proposal that you can't refuse. Goo. I understand, let him speak. What we propose is that we will send 200 warriors to help protect their small town. We will also send 2 of our elites to protect Miss Elsa on her way to pay respects to the dead. The king looked like he had eaten a bitter bug, but he accepted his proposal. I understand, tell me Argus, the engagement can be cancelled. Yes, you can, but you need the king's permission to cancel it. You are saying that Elsa does not have the opportunity to choose who she will marry. Unfortunately, Miss Elsa gives priority to our people before her own heart. If your king dies, the engagement would be cancelled or continued. I don't like that, but if the king isn't around to cancel the engagement would continue. One last question, if the engagement isn't called off, it's okay for me to remove King Barton Arkan. Argus is open-mouthed. To that, I don't think that my king will continue with the compromise, so it will not be necessary to eliminate King Barton Arkan. While we were talking I received a telepathic message from Eva. Honey, the 2 guys, who were the traitors, don't know anything, they just followed direct orders, from Barton Arkan's assistant, and his name is Elgar. I understand, thanks Eva. Argus, we just finished interrogating the 2 traitors, they don't know anything and according to what they say they were following direct orders from Barton Arkan's assistant. Argus pronounces the name Elgar. With what is called Elgar? Yes, that was the one who came to ask for the commitment of Miss Elsa, that Elgar, he is despicable, but very intelligent, besides he is the best friend of King Barton Arkan. I understand, thanks for everything and you can return with the others. King, I know it's rude, but I can ask you for something. What do you need Argus? Well, you see, the lady said that you possessed powerful battle automatons, and I wanted to practice against one of them, I want to check their strength myself, if possible I hope you will comply with my request. I understand, using my resonance ability I ordered Eva to hide 2 of the apartment complexes and to clean up the place, apart from that I also sent a warrior automaton in my direction. Argus was surprised when he saw how the 3-story complexes were hidden and a completely clean sector was left, of course it is well lit. Within a minute a warrior automaton appeared in the clean area. With resonance I ordered the warrior golem not to kill Argus and to fight slowly and every 5 seconds to increase his speed little by little. I created a Damascus steel sword for Argus with my magic power. Here Argus, try to fight against C65, and don't worry, he's not allowed to kill you. Wow, thank you King. Initially, Argus was fighting on par with C65, but gradually C65 was picking up speed, and Argus was getting more and more desperate. I can see that he's trained, aside from he has good agility, but he's still too weak for us, if he fought against a normal human, he would win easily. Or, it seems that Argus said the forbidden word, he said cursed golem. I could feel C65 getting upset, phew, he sliced his arm off cleanly, well, I warned him that calling them golem is an insult. Let's pretend it's his fault and that's it. Quickly Eva brought a healer golem and we healed Argus' severed arm. Argus was quite surprised. Well Argus, that's enough for this day, now go rest, and when Elsa wakes up, I want you to explain things to her calmly. When you wake up after going through something shocking, it's important to be calm. Then I returned home and started with the preparations, food and drinks. Food and drinks are separated into 2 magic balls. After preparing everything, I went with them. They put Elsa in a room with a single bed. Maybe I exaggerated a bit when I told them that if they went too far with Elsa, I would decapitate them. Well, it doesn't matter now. Once I distributed all the food and drinks, night came. I went to the room next to Elsa to sleep. They asked me if it is okay for a king to sleep in this type of room. I answered them calmly, of course it's fine, after all, everything you see in this kingdom belongs to me. Of course that doesn't apply to you, since you are my guests. I explained to them how the table games were. I had checkers, chess, puzzles and others. They seemed to have fun playing checkers. Chess was a bit complex for others, so it didn't have much of an impact. When I was about to sleep, Argus asked me, "Ray, can I ask you something?" "What's up Argus, and tell me Gabriel." "So Mr. Gabriel, I can ask you why since I came to this place, I haven't seen a human or other species, I've only seen the automatons that work outside." "Well, it's a reasonable question, but the truth is that you are the only temporary residents." Argus, he had a complex face, it's like my answer gave him more questions. "So, Mr. Gabriel, what is happening with your kingdom? I do not understand your question." Well, you see, if we are the only citizens, then how was his kingdom built?" With a smile I answer, with effort. Argus's complex face deepened further. "I can ask something else." "Well, but let it be the last, I'm a little tired." "I think, really, I'm not tired, it's just mental fatigue. I really didn't expect to encounter this situation and I had to improvise on various things." "Thank you Mr. Gabriel. Could you stop calling me sir? It's awkward for me, at least call me young or just say my name without adding anything else to it." "That would be impolite, I'll call it young sir." "Well, at least that if I can accept it, and tell me your question." "Thank you, Lo, the automata who created them. I believe them all." Argus can't seem to believe it, it's like he's living a nightmare. "Before going to sleep, order AG1, which will notify me if Elsa wakes up and to try not to scare her."